Hi guys, I've tried to lay things out so that I can get through things as quickly as possible without taking up too much of your time. First thing I found when I took the gearbox out of the vehicle is we seem to have these homemade torque converter bolts. They're cut across the top, cut across the front edges. That was the first sign to me that the gearbox had been out. But then the torque converter itself looks quite new. I have no idea how to drain this or how to clean it effectively, or whether I should even be reusing it. Anyway, I'll try and move on to the main sort of damage points that I've found. Keep this as painless as I can for you. After watching your video, I took apart the oil pump. I've got no scoring here that's bigger than a fingernail or a thumbnail as you used. One thing that worried me slightly was I've got these 4 ball bearings that seem to be impacted in there, and yet nothing in that hole. These look to be about the same size as the check ball that dropped out of there. There is some ridging on this. Obviously I've given these a clean, but I'll give them a better clean. But there's nothing really that's huge on there. Obviously that gives you a quick look at that. Onto these are the clutch plates that came out of the is it the front clutch or the rear clutch? I forget which. They're all quite badly marked like this. They're all the same, and the actual plates themselves, friction plates, are all this deep sort of dark colour. They're all the same. If I pick up any of them, they all look pretty horrendous. Obviously I don't know if these can be reused or whether you get them in the refurb kit. This part, these came out looking a bit cleaner, but with some kind of bizarre marks on them. Again, the plates that came out of that one, similar sort of colour. Obviously that'll tell you probably more than it tells me. My main concern was this. I'd seen your video where it showed a part that looked like this on a shaft that looked like this, and on my shaft, on this part here, we seem to have some scoring and ridging. And I think it was when you were talking about pump bushing, you showed this part that should be a snug fit on this part. Well, mine waggles around like nobody's news, so I assume these bushes in here are replaceable. Or have I got this wrong? Would they have actually worn that bad? I can't actually get this out of it, but I haven't tried yet, and the reason I haven't tried is I'm not sure if you can see in there, but the face of that looks an absolute mess. It looks like it's chewed up. And also the actual planetary gear teeth, some of them are, you've got a missing tooth there. Some of these spin quite freely and you can see little chunks out of most of them. This side I believe also spins quite freely, and again you can see chunks out. And then there's one of them, could be this one, that just locks up completely. It gets halfway through its rotation and just locks hard. But they're all showing signs of damage, as you can hopefully make out from this video. So I'm not really skilled enough to start taking one of these apart and reassembling it. Wouldn't know where to get the new teeth from anyway, and assumed it'd be just cheaper or probably more expeditious to buy a complete planetary gear from you guys. Moving on to the, I think it's the forward sun and reverse sun. The actual shaft parts don't look too bad, but again inside, and I hope you're getting this, the bushing, they look worn, they look scored. I mean this one in particular looks chewed. And again, these are the parts which I don't know whether I've got to replace these as a whole, or whether I should be just buying new. I mean, that one in there, again, I'm hoping you're seeing this, is looking quite chewed up. It's definitely scored. My old man would have said that the white metal or the white metal showing or being in the process of disappearing. Same again from that side, but again the bushing's right inside, so I don't know whether you knock these out and start again. In terms of the shell actually doesn't look, to my eye, it doesn't look too bad. There's some signs of scorching and on you know, little sort of overheated sections, and in one spot there's a scratch in it that you can actually run your fingernail over. It doesn't appear to be cracked, but again, if you look on the inside, there is some signs of overheating, and the actual plates that came out, some of these are really, particularly on the friction plates themselves, are quite badly scored, and I assume this is where the debris has been picked up and thrown through from the planetary. That one's probably the worst of the lot. It's got quite deep scoring on it. It's taken quite a bit of the friction material away, and again, these don't look quite healthy. I hope I've tried to keep it kind of short and sweet. I know time's money for you guys, and I really appreciate you taking the time to have a quick look for me. The last thing is probably the kick down band. Again, excuse my ignorance. It's the first gearbox that I've ever stripped or attempted to refurb. Watched your videos and thought, brilliant, I can probably do this, and now I'm wondering whether I actually can. But once again, if there's anything you want to get, obviously we're in email contact, so if there's anything else you want a close-up photograph of, I'll do my absolute best. But my overriding main concern was the marking on this shaft. Obviously I'll take the plug out as you instructed, I'll get a new plug ordered, or maybe that's something you guys can supply as part of the refurb kit. But my limited understanding, I'm pretty sure it was that part you were showing in one of the videos that should be a good fit on there, and this is really bad fit. It's whether the bushes have gone or whether I've maybe got the wrong part in my hands. It doesn't seem a good fit. It wobbles about, but the planetary, certainly to me, it looks screwed, to use a Yorkshire vernacular. Okay guys, I'll try and get this uploaded and send it to you. Thank you.